Hi students, so here I am to discuss the JEE Advanced 2024. What are the questions asked in calculus? You get solutions everywhere. When you open the internet, you get the solutions. But what the students require today is when you see a pop-up a question on your screen, when you're writing an examination, what is your thought process? First thought, second step, third thought, like that. So what is the flow chart that I'm here to teach you? Okay, so when you see a problem, what has to be done within 15 to 20 seconds? That is makes to crack the question. Okay, that 30 seconds is very crucial for you. If you are going in a right track, automatically you can complete the problem within 2 minutes. So that right track is very, very important. Solutions are there. Okay, you will find so many various solutions, but they are not teaching you what is the track, what is the thought process. So if your thought process is perfect, automatically calculus becomes very easy. Almost 10 problems they asked on calculus, 10 to 11 in paper 1 as well as paper 2. I am not demarking paper 1 as well as paper 2. But the thought process has to develop. So learn the thought process. What are the first step? What is the second step? What is the third step? Within a minute, what you have to think. Okay, let's start. This is the question number 1 given to us. Clear? So clearly, right hand side e to the power 6 is given. If we put x equal to 0, it is become 1 to the power infinity form. So immediately your thought process within 10 seconds is that this question is of 1 to the power infinity form. What is 1 to the power infinity form? This is the concept. Whenever I write anything on right hand side, it's a concept. What is the concept? Limit extending to a f of x whole to the power g of x. F of x is tending to 1, g of x is tending to infinity, then we say is 1 to the power infinity. Of course, whenever x tending to a. So within 10 seconds, you must get an idea. Okay, this question is of 1 to the power infinity. How to solve? E to the power limit extending to a, g of x into f of x minus 1 will be the solution of this particular form. Okay, you have identified it. This is the concept. Based on this, they have asked it. Okay, let us this one. So limit e to the power limit extending to 0 plus, this is 2 by x into sine of sine kx plus cos x plus x minus 1. This whole process must be done within a minute. This is 10 seconds. You identified the concept. This the concept is used. When you are identified the concept, immediately try to apply it. Now, limit extending to 0 plus, to keep it outside, sine kx, what it required to become a standard limit? Sine kx divide by sine kx. You are dividing it, so you have to multiply also sine kx. Sine kx to standard limit require kx. You are multiplying kx means you have to multiply k. X I have taken from this. You brought it to standard limit. Always please remember, you have to bring any limit, whatever the standard form is there. Either standard form or expansions. This clearly can standard form. Plus cos x minus 1 by x plus 1. This is the standard limit. This is also standard limit. What is the standard limit? Limit extending to 0, sine x by x is equal to 1. This is a standard limit. One more standard limit we are using it. Okay. So what is the another standard limit is? Limit extending to 0, 1 minus cos ax by x square is equal to a square by 2. is equal to a square by 2. But only x is there. You multiply and divide by x square. So what happens? This quantity will become 0. What this quantity you will get it? This is equal to e to the power 6 is given to us. So what this becomes? E to the power 2. This will give you 1. This will give you 1k plus 0 plus 1 is equal to e to the power 6. So this is e to the power 2 times k plus 1 is equal to e to the power 6. So from this we get k plus 1 is equal to 3, k is equal to 2. We get k equal to 2, option B. Comfortably you can do this problem within 2 minutes because I am writing each and every step. I am explaining you. It took time. Otherwise, comfortably you can do this problem. 1 minus cos ax by x square is equal to a square by 2. Here a equal to 1. Okay. So this is 1 minus cos x by x square. But x square is missing. You multiply by x and divide by x. So what happens? This will give you the value 0. This value is 0. So k equal to 2. Less than 2 minutes you can complete it. This was little challenging problem. Okay, might be a lot of students were not able to do it. As you see, 10 seconds, what is observation? Limit value is given 0. So limit value is given 0. First, whatever is given to us standard limits, let us write the standard limits first. Okay, so concept here. If that concept within 10 seconds comes to extending to infinity, the concept is clearly that log base ex, you can write approximately x. When extending to infinity, log base e 20,000, 30,000, like that approximately, you can say this x. If that strikes to your mind, problem is done. Similarly, log base e 1 plus x, we write approximately x both. That is the only trick in that. If you catch this logic, the problem becomes very easy for you. That is the most important logic here. It's approximately as log x, right? Not I'm talking about log 2 is not equal to 2. Not saying that. But it is extending to infinite, a big number. You don't know what's the number. If this strikes your mind, problem is over. Now, limit extending to infinity. That's why they gave an interval, not the particular value. Limit extending to infinity. Extending to infinity means 1 by x tending to 0. So you got a standard limit sine 1 by x square by 1 by x square is required. You bring into standard limit 1 by x square. So you got 1 by x square in the numerator. Now sine x square you don't have to bother because another concept, sine x square is a finite quantity, always lies between -1 to +1, always a finite quantity. Okay, this is the concept used. Clear? It's a finite quantity. We are not bothered about sine x square. Okay, so this we take is at x to the power alpha. Denominator we take as x to the power alpha beta, and this is x to the power beta. Okay, so this is the finite limit. This value is 1. This is the finite quantity. This is finite quantity. This finite quantity. So finite quantity, you have to other part you must make it as 0 because the limit value is 0. Now limit 1 by x tending to 0. X tending to infinity. Okay, this I name it as some k into sin x. This is k1, this is k2. We are not bothered about k1, k2. K1 value is 1. This is some finite quantity. What we got now? We got x1 by, this is x square into x to the power, this is alpha beta, and denominator minus alpha, x to the power beta, and this is x to the power minus alpha, x to the power minus alpha, right? This is given to us, x square, x to the power alpha beta, and this one. So this can again be written as 1 by x. This can be written as alpha beta plus 2 minus alpha, right? So this can be written as x alpha beta plus 2 minus alpha plus beta. Now we have to observe the options. Now this is also very, very important. He is given that alpha beta lies between minus 1 to 3, first option. So elimination you must learn. Suppose we take alpha equal to 1 by 2, okay, 1 by 1 I'll write. Alpha equal to 1 by 2 and beta is equal to 2. Alpha equal to 1 by 2 and beta is equal to 2, which lies in the first option I'm talking about. If alpha equal to 1 by 2, beta is equal to 1, what happens this one? Alpha x to the power, you'll get 1 plus 2 plus 2 minus 1 by 2. Clear? Plus 2 minus 1 by 2, which is greater than 0. So which is equal to greater than 0. Alpha is equal to 1 by 2, beta is equal to, so 1 plus 2. So 1 plus 2 plus 2 minus 1 by 2, which is greater than 0. Okay. It is equal to greater than equal to 0. So what happens if it is greater than equal to 0? Some 20, 25, infinity to the power, some greater value is coming. Is equal to greater than 0. So if you have, when this will become 0, when extending to infinity, so this value must be less than 0. This value must be less than 0. Why? The total quantity tending to 0. This must be tending to 0. X is tending to infinity. Okay, that's why the total quantity must be only greater, alpha plus beta plus these must be greater than 0. Are you getting greater than 0 this one? X plus alpha to the power, alpha is equal to 1 by 2, beta is equal to 2, we get alpha is equal to 2 and beta is equal to minus 1 by 2. Let us calculate this one. If this value, what is this quantity? Basically 1 by infinity is tending to 0, but you must get the value as a 0. Okay, not the tending. The limiting value is given to you, x to the power alpha beta, okay, 2 alpha beta, this thing is there. Now alpha beta, this is the one value we got it, this is positive. Let us check the other values. Okay, what are the other values? See, if I take alpha equal to 2, beta equal to minus 1 by 2, alpha is equal to 2 and beta is equal to minus 1 by 2. Alpha is equal to 2 and beta is equal to minus 1 by 2. Okay, what we get? I'll remove this x first. Okay, alpha is equal to minus 1 by 2. So, and what happens this value? This value will become minus 1. This value will become minus 1. Okay, and beta is equal to minus 1 by 2 plus 2 minus 2. Okay, plus 2 minus 2 will give you and minus values. This value will give you minus value. Okay, which is less than 0. Which is equal to less than 0. Write down plus. Just I took alpha is equal to 2, beta is equal to minus 1 by 2. And previous case we took alpha equal to 1 by 2, beta is equal to 2. So are lying in the option A. Option A is satisfies or not. Next one. Okay. Next one is, so next one we'll take as beta is equal to minus 3 by 2, alpha equal to 1 by 2. Beta is equal to, we take as minus 3 by 2 and alpha is equal to 1 by 2. We are talking about the option D. So what we get if you substitute the value, alpha beta will give you minus 3 by 4. Next you get as beta as minus 3 by 2 plus 2 minus alpha minus 1 by 2. Okay, minus 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2. This will give you again less than 0. This again giving you less than 0. Okay. Now, if we select any value between -1 to +1, so if I take alpha is equal to beta, alpha is equal to 1/2, beta is also 1/2 if we take it, okay, which is lying in this option -1 to +1/2. Suppose alpha is equal to 1/2 and beta is equal to 1/2. So what we are getting now? 1/4 plus 1/2 plus 2 minus 1/2. Okay, so this is -1/2 plus 1/2, which is greater than equal to 0. We are getting greater than equal to 0 in this case. Okay, let's review this one. Any value 2 we have taken, so we have to reject. We have to reject, which is first one. Suppose we take beta is equal to 2, alpha is equal to 1/2, both are lying in that. If we take that one, so we are getting greater than 0. Okay, this case also we are getting greater than 0. -1/2, -3/2 plus 1/2, -3/2 plus 1/2 lies in this interval, that is giving you less than 0. And if we take alpha equal to 1/2 and beta is equal to 1/2 in this interval, we are getting greater than equal to 0. So option C is correct. C and B are both are same actually. Option B and C are. So we have to reject that. This is rejected clearly. D is rejected. We have to reject A also. Suppose we take a value in such a way that we have to reject that it comes for certain values, it is greater than 0. Greater than 0 came. So might be certain values it will come less than 0. We have to observe. This is the question, little tricky and simple observation question. Okay. Suppose we take alpha is equal to 1, alpha is equal to 1 and beta is equal to 1. So what happens? This will give you 1 plus 2 greater than 3. So greater than 3 we are getting it. Okay. So greater than 3 is acceptable. We have to make less than 3. So this can be alpha is equal to 2, beta is equal to 2. So less than 3 means alpha minus 1/2, beta is also minus 1/2 if we take. We have to reject that option. So if we take 2 value, alpha is equal to, this is coming as less than 0, we have to must greater than 0, we have to make a value less than 0. So less than 0 if we take as value minus half and 2, minus 1 and beta value as minus 1, we take beta value, alpha value we have to take as positive, alpha value we take as 2.5, so minus half will come, and alpha beta also negative come, beta also negative. So if we take alpha value as 5/2, alpha value is 5/2, okay, and beta is equal to minus 1/2, beta is equal to minus 1/2, correct, or beta is equal to minus 1/2. So what we get from this? We get minus 5/4, beta is minus 1/2 plus 2 minus 5/2. Clear? So this will give you how much? Minus 6/4 plus 2 minus 10/4. Minus 16/4, it is coming out to be less than 0. It's going to be less than 0. Clear? So for certain values it is coming less than 0. For all values you have checked less than 0. Only in this interval anywhere you take, it is coming out to be greater than 0. For this values only we are getting greater than 0. Why greater than 0 is required? That is most important. Extending to infinity, x square, x cube, x to the power 4, 1 by x is there. So if it is negative, if it is comes out to be negative value, what you'll get now? Like I'll explain you, 1 by x to the power minus 2. Okay, so this becomes x square, which is tending to infinite. So whatever this value is there, alpha beta plus 2 minus alpha must be less than 0, greater than 0, sorry. It must be greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, so what happens? X square. So 1 by infinity is tending to 0. So most important point is, this is the condition. Alpha beta plus 2 minus alpha must be greater than 0, then you get the finite limit. So this takes little time, because you have to search the values in such a way that inequality must be greater than 0. So option B and C are correct, A and D are wrong. So you have to search the values in such a way that it comes out to be less than 0. So this is a little tricky problems, might be very less questions are there. The most important concept for log x is tending to x and log 1 plus x also tending to x, and we get a required result. This was a straight area problem. So what you have to do is line by line, word by word, you have to, of course only one line is there, word by word. X is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0. Clearly you draw. We are talking about only first quadrant. This x-axis, this is y-axis. We are talking only first quadrant. Okay, y square equal to 4x. Clearly this is the parabola. This parabola is y square is equal to 4x. Now, this is also a parabola. Y square is less than or equal to 12 into 1 minus x. It means a reverse parabola. X equal to 1. This is 1 comma 0. This is a reverse parabola. This is a reverse parabola. We have not done anything completely, have not studied the question. Once you got this, let us find the point of intersection simultaneously. We get how much? 4x is equal to 12 into 1 minus x. So what we get now? This is equal to x is equal to 3 minus 3x. Okay, 4 is multiplied, this one is 3. Clear? 3 minus 3x. Okay, so y is equal to 4x, y square is equal to 4x, y square equal to 12 minus 2x, sorry. It is 12 minus 2x, okay, sorry. This is 12 minus 2x is printed. So how we write this parabola first? This can be written as y square minus 2 common x minus 6. X minus 6. Okay, this is x minus 6. So this will be 6. This is 6, 0 comma 6, correct? So y square is equal to 4x is this parabola, and this is y square is equal to minus 2 times of x minus 6, a reverse parabola. Okay, perfectly correct. Now we will find the point of intersection. What is the point of intersection you get? This is equal to 4x minus 2 times of x minus 6. So 2 will be cancelled. You get how much? 2x is equal to minus x plus 6. Okay, so we get how much? 3x is equal to 6, x is equal to 2. So we got x equal to 2 is the point of intersection. X is equal to 2 is the point of intersection, we got it. Perfect. I have not read the complete problem. So first part is over, first quadrant. Second part is over, 2 parabolas point of intersection. X equal to 2 is done. Okay, this is the way you have to do areas problem. So first part, whatever the first is given, you write down. Second is given, write down. Third equation is given, find the point of intersection where they intersect, that also be clear. Now we come to this one line. If we put y is equal to 0, x equal to how much? 5. When y is equal to 0, x equal to 5. Somewhere it will intersect here. Somewhere it will intersect S5. Now, if we put x equal to 2, what happens? The y value. If we put x equal to 2, so this becomes 3y plus root 8x is equal to 5 root 8. Okay, if we put x equal to 2, so we get 3y is equal to 2 root 8 is equal to 5 root 8, because we require, they have given the line equation, some significance is there. So 3y is equal to 3 root 8 or y is equal to root 8. If we put x equal to 2 here, y is equal to root 8. Yes, perfectly correct. So this point of intersection is 2 comma root 8. So line is going from this point of intersection. Most of the students waste time in drawing the graph. Now you will get an accurate graph. This is 5. Clear? This part is over. Whatever information you have written, given to us, we have drawn everything. Now, if the area of the region S is alpha root 2, now the problem becomes region. Which is the region now? This is the shaded region. Clear? Done. So, lot of students are not able to understand the area of region covered. So, how do it? Positive x greater than 0. How to do it? X is greater than 0, y is greater than 0. First quadrant we are talking. 2 parabolas, point of intersection. See where the line is passing. So, passing to point of intersection. Done now. So, this I name it as A1. This I name it as A2. What is area A1? Area A1 will be integral, because this is all covered, bounded, because this is a straight line. This particular problem, lot of students were unable to do, which is the area bounded. If that is the quality inequality is given. Less than means whole area. This is the whole area given. And this is means y square is less than or equal to 4x means inside area. So this is the common area. So identifying the common area was the biggest challenge in the area problems. Okay, common area, we got it. So this is integral 0 to 2. Integral 0 to 2, this one. This is nothing but parabola under root of 4x dx plus radiant integral half. This is the base. This is the difference is 3. Base is 3. Base is 3. Okay, this base is equal to 3. This is height, because it is forming a triangle. Height is equal to root 8. Height is equal to root 8. What is this one then? 2 into root x integral is 2 by 3 x to the power 3 by 2 plus this will give you 3 by 2 root 8. 3 by 2 root 8. If we substitute the 2 value, 2 root 2 is nothing but root 8. So this will give you 4 by 3 root 8 plus 3 by 2 root 8. Okay. So 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 9, it's 17. 17 root 8 by 2. So what we'll get? We'll get 17 by 6 root 8 is equal to alpha root 2 is given. 17 by 6 root 8 is given to alpha. This is given to us. Okay. Now this you have to simplify. This can be written as 17 by 6 into 2 root 2 is equal to alpha root 2. So root 2 will cancel. 2 will cancel with 3. So we get alpha value as 17 by 3, option B. So this particular problem challenging was the area enclosed. Lot of students were confused in finding the area enclosed. Okay, if you draw properly, you'll get the area enclosed. This can easily be done within 2 minutes of speculated time, because it is not at all tough problem. Properly draw. And another challenge was their point of intersection. This is less than means inside the area. So this is the common area. We got it. You don't require. This is only required to get the point of intersection. Question number 4. Okay. It was also can be done within speculated time. Now observe the question very carefully. 0 to pi by 2, 0 to 1. They are given the domain and range of the function. Fx equal to sine square x is given. And let g is another function 0 to infinity. Gx is given to this one. Perfect. Gx is given. This is the information given. So with that information, nothing you have to extract. Okay, this is even function. It is useful or not useful. Sine square x is perfectly correct, because sine square x lies between 0 to 1. Perfectly, problem is correct. 0 to pi by 2, 0 to infinity. This is also correct, because whatever you write inside the root, sometimes what happens, they do also mistake. In 2017, this happens. The human error possibility is there sometimes. So what happens? You cross-checked it. Okay, domain and range is perfectly. Question is perfectly correct. 0 to pi by 2 fx of x, gx given to you. Okay, so immediately recall the formulae what we studied in definite integrals. Okay, what can be possible? Gx is given, fx is given sine square x, and this is root. You know that you can't integrate it. Okay, it will take lot of time to integrate. I'm not saying it is not integrable. Might be it is integrable. We don't know. Okay, that's no logic. So as it is a question of definite integrals, we'll try to think the properties. Okay, 0 to a. Immediately the concept is 0 to a f of x dx is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x dx. Immediately you recall this formula, correct? We apply to that. So I name it this as I1. I1 is equal to 2 times 0 to pi by 2. F of x is given as sine square x into, this is written as x into pi by 2 minus x. This is the most intelligent step to write like this. So we apply the formula. So what is I1 you get? I1 you get 2 times of 0 to pi by 2 sine pi by 2 minus x is cos. So it becomes cos square x into under root of x will change to pi by 2 minus x. And this will change to x. There is no change in this function. We add both. So 2I1 is equal to 2 times 0 to pi by 2. Sine square plus cos square x will become 1 under root of, this is pi by 2 minus x into x dx. 2 and 2 will cancel. But what is this actually? G of x. So this is nothing but g of x. This is nothing but g of x. This is also g of x is given to use. Okay, this is nothing but integral 0 to pi by 2 g of x dx. So g of x dx minus g of x dx value will be 0. Answer is 0. Actually speaking, if you identify without touching the pen, you can easily say answer is 0. It will take less than a minute time. Okay, 0 to, why I am saying, see JEE Advanced, a small rural village student is also writing, and student who is studying in a metro city is also writing it. Don't think that the questions will be very tough. Okay, logical, conceptual. For that student, only NCERT textbook is available. For you might be so many books and so many materials available. Okay, but when examiner doesn't think that you are studying in a in a big city and you have so many books and all, you have to give. No, they will give the logic and conceptual. So remove from your brain. That is the reason I am conducting this class. Okay, I am recording it. Why? That to show that JEE Advanced is very easy paper. It is not at all tough. Okay, to show that only I am showing it. So this is NCERT textbook also, you will find this formula. And logically you have to study. So this answer is equal to 0. Correct? This is the paragraph question. Next question. Next question is straight away fx into gx dx, value of this in 0 to pi by 2 fx into gx, we have to find it out. Now, just now we did it, the same concept we'll use it. So fx into gx is nothing but 0 to pi by 2 gx only, na? So clearly you have to integrate g of x. So this is integral 0 to pi by 2 fx gx is nothing but g of x only. Okay, so 16 by pi cube into integral 0 to pi by 2 under root of, this can be written as, you make a perfect square to write this question. So you have to make a perfect square to write this question. How can we make the perfect square? This can be written as pi square by 16 minus pi square by 16 minus x minus pi by 4 whole square dx. So what is the formula used here? Formula used integral under root of a square minus x square dx is equal to x by 2 under root of a square minus x square plus a square bit. Lot of students do mistake, they write minus. That is a common error. So x by 2 under root of a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse x by a plus c. That you apply, you'll get the required result. Okay, so this becomes how much? 16 by pi cube 0 to pi by 2 x by 2 means x minus pi by 4 by 2 into under root of same thing pi square by 16 minus x minus pi by 4 whole square plus a square. A square by 2 means pi square by 16 into 2 sine inverse x minus pi by 4 by what is the value of a? A is nothing but pi by 4. Close the limits. If you put the upper limit pi by 2, so this will become 0. This will become 0, pi by 2. If you put the upper limit pi by 2 minus pi by 4 is pi by 4. Pi by 4 is 1, sine inverse 1, which is equal to pi by 2. We get 16 pi by cube. Upper limit what we get is pi square by 32 into pi by 2 minus lower limit. Lower limit if x is equal to 0, then also this becomes 0. So if x is equal to 0, you get as a minus. So minus minus becomes plus. Pi square by 32 into pi by 2. Clear? So what we are getting from this? Pi square by 32 and pi by 4 will give you pi square by 32. You'll get pi square by 32. Now, while calculating it, what is this value? The students do mistake here only. This was 16 by pi cube, this is 10. Okay, when we have calculated, we added it to I1, I2. So that is the generally mistake we do. So this value is nothing but 1 by 2 of integral 0 to pi by 2 gx. That only we proved in the previous case. It was 2 times given. Clear? When we did it, I'll go to the previous slide. So 2 times given. Okay, so 2 times was gx. So integral gx will be how much? This part will be 1 by 2 times of gx. So everywhere you have to multiply 1 by 2. Generally, that's why initially I not written. So this is 1 by 2. This is the general mistake. Lot of students have done it because that value was equal to 2 times. So gx will be 1 by 2 times of this one. Okay, so 1 by 2 times. So this will give you how much? 16 by 2 into pi cube is equal to pi cube by 32. Pi cube by 32. So 16 to pi cube will cancel. Answer is 1 by 4. Answer is 1 by 4. Generally, student is written 1 by 2. Okay, because they forgot the initial condition. So very coolly, this problem is very simple. Only one formula is used. Okay, so one formula is used. Apply very carefully. You'll get 1 by 4. Lot of students do mistake here only, not writing 1 by 2. That is the reason he gave that question like this 2 times. Okay, 2 times of this is equal to g of x, na? Because we got the answer 0. So this portion is nothing but half of gx, this one. See the question. Now, if you start doing by normal method, expanding, separating it, okay, it will take lot of time. So best is that what is given 1 by 1, that is the trick in this particular question. So whenever matrix matching questions is given, according to the condition, immediately we apply the condition, get the answer. Rather than wasting time in completely expanding this function, breaking into function, mod x into minus x and plus x, it will take a lot of time. So you must be very careful. See here, a0, c0, d0. So only b equal to 1. So what is h of x we got? 1 by 1. H of x we got it as gx plus g of 1 by 2 minus x. Simple. Because a is 0, c is 0, d is 0. We don't require anything. C, d all not required. Hx is equal to this. G of x is equal to 1 minus 2x in this interval. Otherwise it is 0. Otherwise it is 0. Okay. So g of x will remain 1 minus 2x plus replace x by g of x minus 1 by 2. How we find? G of 1 by 2 minus x is equal to 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 minus x. Of course, that interval is x and 1 by 2, that only, otherwise it is 0. So this will become 1 minus 1 minus plus 2x. So we get 2x. Okay, of course that condition is there. Ki 1 by 2 minus x lies between 0 and 1 by 2. We have to take the intersection when we are adding it. So this will give you how much? This 1 by 2 will cancel. So this can be written as minus 1 by 2 is less than equal to minus x is less than equal to 0, or x lies between 0 to 1 by 2. We get the result. Okay. So if we multiply, this is multiplied with minus. So this becomes extending to 0 to 1 by 2. No danger at all. We got 2x. So what is h of x we got? Once we got h of x is equal to 1. So check which option is coming correct. When h of x is equal to 1, you check which option is correct. This is the method we adopt to get this one. Okay, hx is equal to 1. hx equal to 1, and whenever x lies between 0 to 1 by 2, and this is equal to 0 otherwise. Clear? hs equal to 1 is a horizontal line. Okay, hx is equal to 1 is a horizontal line. What is the range you are getting? Range you are getting 0 and 1. Okay, 0 and 1. Okay, so clearly the range is 0 to 1. This is a set and this is the interval. Lot of students do mistake. H is a range 0 to 1. It can't be 1, 1 because it is a straight line. It is many 1. Okay, H is onto. It is not onto because you are getting only values 1 and 0. And H is differentiable. H is differentiable on R, might be H is differentiable because here the slope is 0, here also slope is 0. Let's keep it like this, and the range is 0 to 1 is the perfect answer for it. Okay, because only one option is correct. So this is interval 1. Okay, if we try to draw this graph of it, 0 to 1 it is 0, and elsewhere the value is 0. So function is not continuous. How can you say the function is differentiable? So function is not at all continuous. Okay, it is discontinuous at 1 by 2. Less than 1 by 2, you get means 1. More than 1 by 2, it is 0. Function is not continuous, so differentiability point is rejected. Part is over. Second, a is 1, remaining all are 0. A is 1. hx equal to f of x. hx equal to f of x. Correct? Simple. What is f of x given? F of x is given as x square sine 1 by x square. 1 by x, sorry. Whenever x is greater than 0. Minus x square sine 1 by x. Whenever x is less than 0. Okay. At 0, the value is 0. At value is 0. Correct? So option, this is minus x square when is 0. When x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0. Perfect. When you see that this option hx is differentiable everywhere, you try to differentiate it. X square differentiation is 2x, sin 1 by x will remain as it is. Differentiation sin 1 by x is cos 1 by x, and differentiation of 1 by x is, will give you differentiation of 1 by x is nothing but minus 1 by x square. It will be 0. So function is differentiable for all real numbers. Only at 0 it is there. Left hand differentiation is also 0. Right hand differentiation is also 0. The differentiation at x equal to 0 is also 0. So function is differentiable. So q is equal to 3. And this is equal to 5. So we can identify p is equal to 3. P is equal to 5. P equal to 5. These two options already rejected. Only two options left. P equal to 5 and Q is equal to 3. Q equal to 3. You don't have to solve further, but you got this answer. But we'll verify it further. Next, A equal to 0, B equal to 0, D equal to 0, only C is equal to 1. C is equal to 1. So what we get if C is equal to 1? C is equal to 1 means x minus g of x. X minus g of x. Okay. So x minus 1 plus 2x. So, okay, this is given a is equal to 1. So, x minus g of x minus 1, because you're subtracting in minus 1 plus 2x. You get 3x minus 1. We get how much? 3x, x minus g of x is x minus 1 plus 2x. Okay, so you get how much? 3x minus 1. Linear function. Okay, 3x minus 1. If we put x is equal to 0, your 3x minus 1 is the line. Clear, x is x, g of x is 1 minus 2x. Okay, so minus gx will give you how much? 2x minus 1, perfectly correct. 2x minus 1 will give you 3x minus 1. So clearly it indicates that we have two options left. P5, Q3, P5, Q3, R is equal to 2 onto function. Because you get, it's a linear, you will get all real numbers. You get all real numbers. Correct? Next one, last. A0, B0, C0, D equal to 1. D equal to 1 is Gx only. Okay. So what else is left now? S4. What is S4? So range is 0, 1. Clearly range is from 0 to 1. Okay. Because if you put 0, you get 1. If you put 1 by 2, you are getting 0. So clearly range, this is S is equal to 0. The range of this function is 0 to 1. If you put 1 by 2, 1 minus 1 by 2, 1 minus 1 will give you 0. If we put 0, we get 1. So range lies between 0 to 1. So all options are covered. So these type of questions, what you do is you have to read the options according to that you have to follow rather than doing normal method. Okay. So 3x minus 1 is onto. What is onto? So every real, no area means element is left unmapped. No element is left unmapped. That is called the onto function. A lot of students were unable to understand this question first. So the given real numbers tell me is a function fx x square sine pi by x square, x is not equal to 0, which of the following is true. Same way, option wise, fx equal to 0. Fx equal to 0. Of course 0 when x is equal to 0. When this will be 0, x square sine pi by x square. X square is 0, we are not considering. X is not equal to 0. This portion must be 0. It means sine pi by x square is 0. When this will be 0, when it is a multiples of pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. So this can be written as pi by x square is equal to n pi, where n is a integer, is equal to n pi. Correct? So what happens? X square is 1 by n. So x is equal to 1 by root n. We take the positive one because this option is given positive. Clear? Any doubt in this question? So this clearly replies that now we have to check this answer is coming correct or not in the given possible interval. Okay. Just a minute. There should not be any typographical error. That's why I took this one. As n tending to infinity, this is n tending to infinity, it's extending to 0. We are n tending to infinity, extending to 0. Has infinite fx equal to infinite many solutions. So infinite many solutions. So option A can be the correct. Okay. Option A can be correct because infinite many solutions are possible. Clear? So option A can be possible. Fx equal to 0 when n tending to infinity. Clear? Extending to 0, extending to 0, and tending to infinity. So extending to 0, but 0 is not given, but you are getting infinity. Fx equal to 0 is infinite many solutions in the interval this one. But x is not tending to 0. It is x is starting from 1 by 10 to the power infinity. Okay. So suppose x is tending to 1 by 10 to the power 10. X is tending to 1 by 10 to the power 10. Clear? So what happens this one? N is tending to 10 to the power 10 whole square. Clear? Extending to 1 by 10 to the power 10. So if you substitute, root n is 1 by x. So 1 by x, okay. N value is 1 by root to 10, 10 to the power n will 10. Okay. So what is saying that fx equal to 0 is infinite many solutions. So this must be satisfied. This must be satisfied. X is equal to 1 by root 10. It is satisfying or not? 10 to the power, where n is equal to 10 to the power 20 if we put it. Okay, 10 to the power 20 if we put it. So what happens? This is tending to infinite many solutions are possible. Now comes to this one. Fx has no solution between 1 by t to infinity. Okay, so what happens is you are saying that x is equal to 1 by root n. X is equal to 1 by root n. Okay, basically we are finding the x values only. So when n is tending to infinity, x is tending to 0. X is tending to 0. But 0 is not there in this interval. Infinity output is there. So there is no interval possible 1 by pi to infinity. But same way fx equal to 0 as 0 to finite 10 to the power n, and there will be 25 solutions between 1 by pi square to pi. Okay, let us check one by one. Pi square, this is the value of x. So what is the value of n then? So root n is equal to 1 by x. Root n is equal to 1 by x. So what happens? Root n is equal to pi square and pi. So what is n now? N is from pi to the power 4 to pi square. Now it is correct. So pi square is how much? 9 point something something. And n is a natural number. N is an integer, positive integer we are taking. So pi to the power 4 is how much? 3 3 is 9, 9 3 is 27, 27 3 is 81. 81 point something. More than 25 are there. Option D is perfectly correct. Option D is perfectly correct. One by one I'll come. Is it finite solution is possible? 0 to 1 by root n. Okay, let us take this part. Now, x is equal to tending to 0. When extending to infinity, what happens? Root n is equal to 1 by x. Extending to infinity, root n is tending to 0. Root n is tending to 0. Okay, extending to x values, these are the x values. When extending to infinity, root n can be tending to. When x value is 1 by 10, okay, x value is 1 by 10, okay, then what happens? Root n value is equal to 10 to the power 10, or n value is 10 to the power 20. N value is equal to 10 to the power 20. So it is starting from 0 to 10 to the power 20. 0 to 10 to the power 20 is a finite value will be there. 0 to 10 to the power 20, finite value will be there. Option C is correct. Clear? So option A, C, D are correct. Yes, please. It's also a very interesting problem and can be done within a minute time. Okay. For that, what you have to identify? F of x plus y is fx plus fy. If you are able to identify which function, it takes any time. Hardly any time. This is only possible when f of x plus y is equal to f of x plus f of y. This is only possible when f of x is equal to kx. Check it. It must be linear. Okay. So, I have read the first question, put the condition. Okay, gx, f of minus 3 by 5 is 12. So, f of minus 3 by 5 is equal to 12 is equal to k in kx. Okay. So, k into minus 3 by 5 is equal to 12. K into minus 3 by 5 is equal to 12. Correct? So what we get from this? K equal to minus 20. K is equal to minus 20, we got it. What is the function then? F of x is equal to minus 20x. F of x equal to minus 20x, we got it. Okay, function is clear. Now, g of x plus y equal to g of x into g of y. For preparation of JEE Advanced, I don't know how tough problems you have done it. But what they asked, when this is valid, when g of x is equal to a to the power x, of course, condition is greater than 0. Satisfies, you cross check it. So they gave you g of minus 1 by 3 is equal to a to the power minus 1 by 3. Value how much given? 2. Cube both sides. A to the power minus 1 is equal to 8 or a equal to 1 by 8. So what is g of x? G of x is equal to 1 by 8 to the power x. Done. We are able to identify both the functions. We substitute it. F of 1 by 4. F of 1 by 4 will give you how much? Minus 20 into 1 by 4 will give how much? Minus 5. G of minus 2. G of minus 2 will give you how much? 1 by 8 to the power minus 2. Okay. So this is nothing but 8 to the power 2, 64. Next, G of 0. G of 0 is equal to 1. Substitute the values. So we will get how much? Minus 5 plus 64 minus 8 into 1. So this will give you 64. This will give you 59. So 59. Out of 59 you remove 8. You get 51. That's the correct answer. Takes hardly a minute time. Sometimes I feel, is it JEE Advanced problems? You have done so many tough examples of equations and all. But the very basic questions they have asked. But if you are able to identify the function, then only you can do within a minute time. Okay? It's a purely problem based on identification. Yes, please. By seeing this, students were scared how to do the question. And the question is hardly 15 to 20 seconds. Not like that. More than that. You observe it. What is common? Common is x to the power 2023, 2024x, 2025 divided by x square minus x plus 3 into e to the power pi x is the common. What is left over? Sin x plus 2 equal to 0. Okay, he is asking number of solution f of x equal to 0. This cannot be 0. Why? Sin x always lies between minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, sin x plus 2 will never be 0. Only this part is 0. Denominator 0 means it becomes infinite. Only thing is left over is x to the power 2023 plus 2024x plus 2025 is equal to 0. Correct? As x you keep on positive because x to the power 2023 is there. So it will always be non-zero when x is positive. Observation question. Put x equal to minus 1. What happens? Minus 1 plus 2024 plus 2025. X equal to minus 1. This is minus. Minus. What you get? Answer is 0. So only x equal to minus 1 is there. Don't use the extra brain. Drawing the graph of it, where the horizontal slope is coming, where it is cutting x-axis. Not required at all. Because as x is equal to minus 2, minus 3 and all, it's a very big number. Only at x equal to minus. Observe 2023, 2024, 2025. Very cleverly they want. But you have to observe one more thing. Minus 1 denominator should not become negative. Sorry, 0. So minus 1 become 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 3, 5 positive. So x square minus x plus 3 is greater than 0 for x equal to minus 1. No danger at all. So only one solution, x equal to minus 1. Tell me, sir, 3 marks problem which can be done within 15 to 20 seconds. Who says JEE Advanced is tough? Only thing, your basic concepts must be clear. That is the drawback of the students. They are not learning the basic concepts. They keep on doing the problems. Okay, do the problem. That is also nothing wrong. But keep on writing the concepts. What concept is used for this particular problem? If you are able to write the concepts properly, a day will come, any type of questions given, you can easily do it. So please start thinking from grassroots level. So what is the students doing mistake is that when JEE Advanced question paper is given to you, they start from P. But they are asking question from A, B, C, D, F, G, H, Q. So you have started something P, so you are learning somewhere else and you are unable to do the problem. Okay, so these were the 9 problems which we have done it. Okay, you got an idea completely. So might be the question sin x pi by you do sin this can be easily done. Only thing is that sin pi by x square, the previous question, I'll go back this one. This one, sin pi by x square must be 0 for what values you identify. So which option is coming correct? Okay, so I hope you understood this 9 problems were asked in the calculus topic. So we'll deal the next topic in the next class. So calculus, there were asked 10 problems. Only one problem might be I missed it. We will cover in the functions or any topic. So you have seen that 9 problems, according to me, 9 problems can be done within a speculated time of 20 minutes. So I'm giving less than, because this problem will hardly takes a less than a minute time. Okay, so 9 problems we discuss. Thank you, and keep preparing it properly and write the concepts on right hand side of your notebook when you do the questions and start thinking on the grassroots level. Thank you. Bye. Take care.